Well, here we are. It's another wonderful evening. It's Wednesday. It's already the middle of the week. The week goes by so quickly that we just cannot keep up. Hello, Pablo. How are you? Thanks for joining. You're punctual. It's so nice to see you. Excellent. Thank you. Well, tonight it's kind of cold, Pablo. I'm sure where you are, it's really nice. So, and where I am, it's freezing. It's, what is it? Oh, let me see if I can get that thing. It's -6, and that is without the wind. Oh, so I'm sure you're having much better weather than us. It's so nice to be warm. In 2019, when I last traveled, I was in Peru in the fall, and it was so gorgeous there. So you're in Pittsburgh. It's cold. It's not any better. Oh my, I know. So it must be about -12 with the wind, but it's so cold. So anyway, it's a wonderful evening though. It's Wednesday, hump day. And what can we do? Just take it as it is. Hi Yoko, thanks for joining. So I'm going to start tonight and talk to you guys a little bit about punctuality. Punctuality. I'm in Toronto, Canada. That's where I am. I coach Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday night. I do a lot of coaching with people. I've been doing it for years and years. So I had a young man to coach tonight, but he had a slight family emergency, and he asked me if he could excuse himself tonight. He said, called me yesterday to tell me. But since I had already worked on the punctuality thing, because that is what I was coaching him on. And it's not that it's his annual kind of checkup. Around this time of the year, all the people I coach and mentor, they check in with me just to see if everything is okay, or if they have some new news, a new job, things like that. So in his case, it was just to check because he really had a problem with punctuality. Hi, Rosie. So welcome. So he had this problem with punctuality, and I needed to work with him because he lost a job in his company because of not being punctual in the same building for an interview. But he lost it, and they told him that was because you were supposed to be at the meeting at 2 and you showed up in a rush at 5 minutes past 2. They interviewed him, and then they told him why. So then somebody said to him, maybe you should talk to Tessa-Marie. She does a lot of coaching about habits and stuff like that. So I've been working with him for about a year and a half. He's much better now. That was why he was able to actually call me yesterday, text me to tell me what happened, and he couldn't come. And I really told him it was okay. So I figure, you know what? It's destiny. There's a saying that we have that man proposed to do something, and God disposed what you should do about it. So I figure that is why I'm here doing this tonight. So the reason that we have to make sure that we listen to what is going on is one of those things. Pablito Zona, he is late now. I'm sure he is. If your heart songs tells you that you have to do something, because everything comes from your heart, and you have to do it at a certain time. The best thing to do is to make sure when that certain time comes around, you are there. And if you say that there is going to be a certain time to do that, you have to try to honor that time. So one of the things I always recommend to him was double check. You have an appointment at 2, it's tomorrow, put it in your calendar, but check, send a note to say, are we still on for that appointment? Let the person acknowledge it. If there is something, then that at least you know. So there's a lot of benefits in your life for being punctual. The early bird catches the worm. That's another saying. You get up early, you get there on time, you get there a little early, you'll get a little bit more. I noticed it most recently with Evan. So Evan will come, he has a 2 o'clock, he'll be there at 5 to 2. Zan does it, he comes 15 minutes, 20 minutes earlier. I start at 6:59. And I start chatting. I do it in the morning before 8, unless Facebook is having a meltdown. And Facebook has a meltdown. So there are lots of things written about punctuality. But what I know about punctuality is that It is a wonderful habit to have. It is a great habit for a human being to have, to be punctual. It is an awesome trait that a person inherits, or you can build it, you can make it happen for you. And when you have that attitude of punctuality, people admire you and they respect you. They know they can count on you. Punctuality is so important that it is in the spiritual world, it is thought that when you make a commitment to do something at a specific date and time, that all the positive energies are aligned to help you achieve what you want to achieve successfully. I always heard it from the older people, in my family. They said that when you say you're going to do something at a certain time, that you have to remember all things align to make sure that you get the information, that you realize they're coming to help you. They're assisting you. The energies are in line. They heard you. They heard you say, I'm going to do this at this time. And they are there for you. So that is one of the things. But if you don't listen to this is really critical. And I'm sure many of us never thought of it. But I did a few years ago, just because I am an observer. If you do not believe what I'm saying about the spiritual part of punctuality, then take a look at your church. Take a look at your synagogue. Take a look at your temple. Take a look at your mosque. Take a look at your pastor. When they say they're starting a service at 9, they don't start it at 5 after 9. They never do. Even there's only one person sitting in that pew. They start the mass, they start the service, they start the sermon. They go ding dong, the bell rings, and the priest or the monk or whoever they are, they all show up. You could have 2 people in the church, they don't care. So if there isn't a purpose for spirituality, they will show up at 9:30. The priest never sits and waits and say, well, when you have 2 people, I'll wait until 9:15. They don't do that. They immediately start the service at the time they said in their bulletin that they will do it. And that is to show you that this is a serious thing, punctuality. They don't start a minute later. They do not sit around and wait for some people to come in. And if there is one person, they start. They don't care. They start. So punctuality speaks of a person's respect for others. If you're punctual, that means you're respecting others. It is so important to be punctual. People from all walks of life, if they're on time, you notice they have no stress. When you're on time, you're functioning with less stress. You stroll in here, you sit and you wait. Tessa-Marie said she's at 7. I'm coming at 2 minutes to 7. I'm getting myself ready, get my water, and that's what I prepare. So this is why I always say to you, if you're going to do a live, if you're going to do something, if you have an appointment with somebody and the phone rings, if you have minutes before and you can just say, listen, I have an appointment to do a live right now. I have done that. And I've said, I'm sorry, I cannot talk to you. And the person actually said, oh, it's only for a few minutes. I said, no, I cannot give you those few minutes. I prepared it to speak to some people. She was so rude to me. She said, well, you don't know if anybody will show up to listen to your live. I said, well, Father God is going to show up. I am Catholic. The Blessed Virgin is going to show up. The angels and saints are going to show up. I have it made in the shade. I have all these guests waiting to come. They know I'm coming at 7, so too bad. I hung up, and then she phoned to apologize. But you know what? Life is like that. So when you're on time, you enable others to perform their duties on time. If you do what you have to do on time, I can come and watch you at that time, and then when you're done, I can go do something else. If we're in a work environment, if you finish your project and my project follows yours, then I can do this. And that is one of the things. Hi, Ezra. And that is one of the things you have to remember, is that your duty to get there on time is important, because there's always something coming at the back that is waiting for you to walk out of the space that they're going to take. So think of it is that you are here, you move on, and somebody else takes that place at a different time. So you must be on time. So punctuality is important. I told you that that young man lost a promotion in the same building, in the same firm that he worked in. He strolled in for his appointment at 5 after 2. And the people who were going to interview him were sitting. They interviewed him and they told him why. So he started to look for reasons to be on time. He had to be mentored to be on time. So when you have credibility, when you have punctuality, it builds your credibility. People start to believe that they can count on you. He will be here, Yoko will be there, Pablo will be here, Ezra will be here, Susie will be there. I know they'll be there. They said they will be there. That is their reputation. That is their punctuality reputation. So punctuality is a sign of that you're a professional and that you have devotion to what you are doing or what you say you're doing. So when you're punctual, you're telling people, I am a professional. When I say I'll be there, and I'm devoted to do what I am supposed to do. That is what punctuality portrays your integrity as a person. It shows others of your integrity. I will be there at 1, I'll be there at 1. And that is what, if you can't and you know hours, minutes before, send a note. Let the person know, because that person has taken the time to make sure that they are there for you. Whatever, maybe you are going to help them. But that is all the reason more that you should be on time. You are serving them. If you're mentoring them, if you're coaching them, if you're doing a program and you say you're going to do it and you have one person register, then do it for that one person. Because that one person took the time to say they'll be there for you. So punctuality shows you respect your time and the time of others. That is what it says. When you're punctual, that tells me you respect you. Your time is valuable, and so is the time of the person you're going to interact with. Being punctual keeps you calm and organized. We all know that. We've all come across it. When you're punctual, when you're on time, you're more relaxed. You don't have to fumble for your paper. You don't have to look for your notes. You don't have to say, where's my phone? And my notes are in my phone. You ever saw somebody in the supermarket trying to find their wallet? They're digging frantically into their bag. The man is packing all his pockets. Where's my wallet? They're not organized. So maybe what they're doing is a sudden thing for them. So you have to be on time. Being punctual improves other people's perception of you. If you made a mistake somewhere else, they might say, you know what? I know he made a mistake there, but he's so punctual. He delivered the information I needed on time. He said he would have it on Wednesday at 2:30. Wednesday at 2:15, it was sitting on my desk. So it improves people's perception of you. They can count on you to deliver on time. But punctuality in life shows that your leadership qualities and encourages others to respect you and to follow you. So when you are punctual, it shows you have leadership qualities, that you can be a leader. A leader always has to do the best, to be on time. This is why Evan comes at 10 to 2, and he's talking away, and there's, oh, hi, he gets all excited when one of us show up. I have had that experience with him. So if he's doing 2 o'clock, I make sure I try to get there at 2:10 before him, like 1:50, 10 minutes to 2. And you know, internet will give you trouble because 129,000 people are using it these days at home. But he comes early and he's talking, and you can ask him a question. I experienced it not less than a week ago. So punctuality in life shows you a leader, and that is what Evan shows us. He's a leader, and it's not only what he teaches us that is important. It's not only what Evan teaches us that is important. It's also how Evan behaves that's important. That I know for sure. I observe that, and his behavior is just as important as what is he's pounding into our heads, our 100 video challenge. He did not give us a time, but he shows that he honors time. That is why he has a schedule. So if we're going to learn from the man, we have to learn all of the man. And we have to observe and practice the good qualities that we see that he exhibits when he interacts with others. And that is what is important. So that is the leader. If you're not punctual, if you're not a punctual person, I hope after you hear this that you will try to be punctual. You begin to take small steps to improve your punctuality. When you are punctual, it makes it so much easier. Like, when you get up and you have to do something at a certain time and you do it, that is what is important. That punctuality is the best thing for you because you clear the slate. You actually clear the slate and have wonderful things happen for you. Not everybody will cater to that, especially the spiritual part of punctuality. I know not everybody, but it works for me because we are all energy. We say, we speak, and energy comes in and tells us, hey, you told me you were going to be there. I showed up. Where were you? You don't hear those words. But eventually a friend will say, you said 2 o'clock. Where were you at 2 o'clock? And that alone destroys the relationship. If you're punctual, you have a customer, like we are learning to be entrepreneurs. You have a customer that you made an appointment to meet, and you stroll in like king of your castle, and the customer is waiting and sitting there and fidgeting. Do they want to give you their business? When I coach my team at the bank, I told them that. I said, if you're walking around and you're strolling in your hands in your pocket and a coffee in the other hand, and it's 9 o'clock, you're supposed to start, and your customer is there at 9 o'clock, something is wrong with your timing. One of them said to me, but Tessa-Marie, I'm supposed to start at 9. I said, no, you're supposed to be sitting at your desk at 9. You're not supposed to stroll in at 9. You're supposed to be there waiting for that customer at 9. So your computer should be running at 9. When you open your desk, everything should be there for that customer because this is how. And working for a company is like working for yourself. Maybe not, but you learn from the habits of that company. And you can use it. You can take the good from them and use it. I've always said, run your life like a business they run a good business, a well-oiled machine. So punctuality is one of the things it has to be. I've always kind of made it part of my life. I personally don't like to be late. I don't like it at all, at all, at all. And I certainly don't like sitting around waiting for somebody to show up when they said they were going to show up at a certain time and they don't. So punctuality is one of the things you have to do. If you don't know how to manage it, what I taught the young man is to do what you do in chunks. What you do, use chunks of time to do them. So I practice that. So if I'm going to cook, I know it's going to take me an hour, 2 hours in the kitchen. That's the time I have for cooking. When I come down here in the morning and I work downstairs, if I'm here, then I know I am here until 10:30, until 11. Then when I go away somewhere else in the house to do something, that time is for that. So you cut your day into chunks. If you have an appointment, you have to do a live, get ready early. It's best to sit and relax. So anything we do, we should be punctual. And that's what I taught this young man. He's a lot better, but it took 18 months for him to hang. It's hard if you're not accustomed of being punctual. And, when he learned it, he realized how liberating it was. I also tell people that if you're going to an interview in a company, you're supposed to get there 15 minutes earlier. There's so many reasons. Somebody said to me, why 15 minutes earlier? I said, you're going to a job interview and you want to know about some things about the company. And the best place to learn a lot about a company is at the front desk. That is where you can decide whether you want this job in this company or not. When you walk in 15 minutes earlier, they won't see you, but they'll sit you down. And where you're sitting is in the reception area. You're allowed to observe them. They don't know you're doing that. You see how frazzled the reception desk is. You see how the employees come in. You see they don't greet each other. You see how they walk. Nobody cares about who's going on. And that is what happens. So there you can say, oh my goodness, if this is happening at the front where the public can see it, I wonder what's going on in the back. And that is what punctuality will give you. That is a tip. You have to go somewhere to meet someone, be there early. You can observe how when they're coming to you. You can feel their energy coming to you. You know if they, you see them before they see you. And you can observe their mannerism. You can observe their look, their features. You can see that. So punctuality gives you ease. It gives you a comfort, a calmness, organizing yourself. So one of the most important things is to try to be on time. When you say something happens, when you say, as I said, the imam starts his service at 10, the priest starts his service at 9:30 on the dot. They don't wait for the temple or the mosque to be filled or of 100 people for them to start speaking. They will preach to one. They will preach to one. So believe the natural energies that is there to help you, your spiritual guides, your angels, your saints, whoever you believe in, whatever you believe in. Once you open that mouth of yours and you say, I will be doing this at this time, you better show up. If you want to succeed, make punctuality your friend. As I said, Evan is teaching us a lot, but he's teaching us a lot other ways. He's teaching us how to be punctual. So this is what I had to teach this young man tonight, but circumstances, he called, as I said, he didn't let me down. And I was able to say, I'm going to use it. So don't be afraid though, if you have a live or doing something and the person doesn't show up, go ahead and do what you can do, because that is how life is. You just never know where your destiny lies. So punctuality will always take you there. So have a wonderful evening, and thank you so much for all of you joining, Yoko, Pablo, Ali, and Susie, and Ezra, and all of you, those I cannot see and cannot see your name. So thank you, and I hope you enjoyed it. So tomorrow morning, I have a really, really good one at 8 o'clock in the morning. It's amazing. You guys will love it. When I did it, I felt good about it. So see you guys, and have a wonderful evening. And I'll see some of you tomorrow morning at 8. Have a wonderful night. Bye. Thank you for joining.